Now to the big national story tonight, the first debate between President Obama and Mitt Romney.
The president and Governor Romney defended their positions, and they sparred over style and substance.
He says that he's going to close deductions and loopholes for his tax plan. That's how it's going to be paid for, but we don't know the details. He says that he's going to replace Dodd-Frank, Wall Street reform, but we don't know exactly which ones. He won't tell us. He now says he's going to replace Obamacare and assure that all the good things that are in it are going to be in there and you don't have to worry. And at some point, I think the American people have to ask themselves, is the reason that Governor Romney is keeping all these plans to replace secret because they're too good?
My experience as a governor is if I come in and lay down a piece of legislation and say it's my way or the highway, I don't get a lot done. What I do is the same way that Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan worked together some years ago. When Ronald Reagan ran for office, he laid out the principles that he was going to foster. He said he was going to lower tax rates. He said he was going to broaden the base. You've said the same thing. You're going to simplify the tax code, broaden the base. Those are my principles. I want to bring down the tax burden on middle-income families. And I'm going to work together with Congress to say, okay, what are the various ways we could bring down deductions, for instance?
24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is tracking this first important debate.
And Rick, it doesn't appear that there were any knockout blows or any self-inflicted wounds.
No, I think that's right. I think this was a pretty clean debate from both sides. Now, both sides will claim victory, but that's no surprise. They always do. Both men seemed very well prepared. They came in, they talked about the individual domestic issues that were brought up by the host. The format may not have worked as well as it did on paper, but nonetheless, they both talked extensively, and it seems that both of them were well prepared, and that's always the first step in debating. Both men seemed relaxed and in control of the facts, or at least in control of the facts as they interpreted them, but they both did seem quite at ease and were able to handle the subject matter. There wasn't any particular long pauses or gaffes, if you will. So on that score, I think both men did pretty well as well. They were able to do something they both really wanted to do, though, and they both talked about this at their conventions and out on the stump. They tried to point out the differences, what they say are stark differences between themselves, and they say that's the difference on which this election will hinge this year. They also wanted to talk to a very important audience out there, and we talked about this earlier tonight. They wanted to talk to that undecided voter in those swing states, in Florida, in North Carolina, in Virginia, in New Hampshire, Ohio, Michigan, and other places. I'm not sure those undecideds heard anything real new tonight. Back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you.